Hey guys, welcome to the review of the SU-122-44, the Russian Tier 7 premium tank destroyer. As you can see, this thing's got some ridiculous armor values. It's got some amazing sloping. One of the best guns in Tier 7. I think this is just right underneath the comment in effectiveness. This thing is probably the most powerful tank destroyer tier for tier. An amazing moneymaker, and it's got an amazing ability to face roll. I already have masteries in this tank. I've got a 67 or 68% win rate in this thing, and we're going to show you just how to effectively use this monster tank. There's that little viewport in the front that actually is a problem. It's only about 50 millimeters, can be pinned, but a lot of people don't know that. You should run the improvement pack, the repair kit, and the adrenaline consumable. You should be running. Well, you could be running both fuel, but I only use the improved fuel, the milk, and the improved rations in order to get the gun handling down and to get the reload time down. You want to run mostly AP, because the AP pen is actually pretty fantastic, and you just want to load just a little bit of APCR for tier 8 heavies like the Tiger and the IS, maybe definitely the KB4. You're definitely going to want it for the KB4. You're going to want HE for light tanks like the SP1C, the RU251. What you want to do is you want to run the binoculars, you want to run the enhanced gun lane drive, and you want to run the large caliber gun rammer, because you want the gun to be the main focus of this tank. You want that thing to shine above all else. This thing is not a pure sniper, it's not a Nashorn, it's not any of the new German TD line. Sniping is not this tank's main suit. This thing is a medium support tank, a brawler in every sense of the word. It has fantastic mobility. You can see the rounds of fire per minute is about 6 when you have everything done. It has 400 to 480 damage rolls. This thing is classy. It's got good pen, amazing APCR pen. It's got a good aim time, but the problem is the dispersion. When you move this tank, you really need to be able to aim fast and to snapshot properly, and this thing does have moments where it just doesn't. Got a good traverse speed, 35 degrees per second. It's got a subpar view range of 230 at this tier. Got good engine power at 500. The horsepower to ton ratio is pretty alright. Front 90 millimeters, but it's got good sloping. Sides, absolutely terrible. Don't even get me started on the rear. There's parts of the rear that are only 20 millimeters thick, and even some of the lower tier tanks like tier 4 could pen the rear. You can get penned with HE all over the place in the rear, so just do not have that available. I'm just telling people here in the clan that the new video up for the IS the Defender review was up at this point. And we'll keep the reviews pumping out. Just let me know what you guys would like to see. Make sure to comment and tell me about that. So we're going to get into a training room here, and we're just going to go over some of the strengths of this tank. As you can see, we're here on Winter Himmelsdorf, and we're going to go to the medium lane, which you're often going to go to with this tank. In the heavy lane, you're going to be a pure sniper, but at that point, you're really going to want to just stay back and use your angling. We're going to show you real briefly here how quickly the traverse speed is. We're gonna just take a second to show. And there you go. This thing traverses very quickly. Almost nothing can get around it. People try to circle to death it. When you see a really fast tank, what you're going to want to do is use this backup technique instead of the full traverse, because it makes them have to really go around to get your back, because your back is constantly moving. We're going to show you just the thing we did with the IS the Defender the other day, which is just popping up on ridges and increasing that effective armor value. The angle the armor you're presenting is almost an auto ricochet as it gets to angles like 80 and 85, almost 88 when you push it up on the hill. And when you angle on the hill, it gets even more ridiculous. Your side armor gets to like 330, and your frontal armor is an auto ricochet. So as we go to tanksgg.com, we're going to see the frontal armor first. We're going to just review that. The frontal armor gets to about 150 on average when you're looking straight at the tank. 112, 115 on the bottom. And when you look at the gun mantlet, almost no pen basically. It's pretty easy to pin this tank frontally when you're not angling, but when you angle it even slightly, it gets up to almost 200, and most tanks at tier 7 aren't going to pin that when you angle. You don't want to just not do anything when you're looking at heavies, but when you get to some of the funky angles, it becomes absorbed in the tracks, so it can auto ricochet. But when you put it up on a hill like this, look at that, auto ricochet almost instantly. You just hide the lower blade, and 384, 250, they're auto ricochet angles, and they can shoot this one part of the gun right there. That is, most people don't shoot the gun mallet though because they don't believe they're going to pin it. And when you look at it like this tank is such a strong hold down tank. When you pop up on a hill like this, you just pop up and down and pop up and down. You just want to hide that little port as best you can, because that port's only 50 millimeters flat and 98 millimeters even angled like that. But what you're doing is you're just running around everywhere, and there's no tank. Even the Gorilla 15 at tier 10 would have a hard time trying to pinpoint that little dot. What I'm showing you guys here is pushing up on the side and just angling backwards to the point where you're angling your front armor sideways. You may not be able to hit them, but you're baiting the shot out. And what that does is it increases the effective armor value of the front of the tank. This is even angled slightly like this. That's 193, and then your side, if they even catch that, is 248, and just auto ricochet value over there. At this point, right here, what you're doing with this technique is you're showing the side armor. You're moving forward. You don't have a shot, but they don't have a shot. You're shooting at 300 effective armor at that point, and it's an auto ricochet. This is a tactic right here, and I'm showing you. If you wiggle the tank and you're moving forward, you wiggle the tank, you're presenting funky angles, and they're not going to be able to pin you very well. As we take a look at the back armor here, it's abysmal. Here's the strongest, 45 at the back, 20 millimeters at the weakest, and I mean, even a tier 1 tank could pin that. It's just don't let anybody get you from the top because it's even worse at 15. So don't try to brawl with somebody up on a hill because they have you in a bind at that point. I'm going to show you a little bit more of the side of the tank, just showing you that 300 millimeter armor value. This is what you want to do if you're trying to do the running forward. You're going to want to shoot, and then you're going to want to angle into the structure in front of you. So you're presenting that 300 millimeters flush, and they're going to have a really tough time doing that. And while that you're spotting them, you're letting your friendlies get shots into them, and it's overall a very good support tank. It can hold its own though, and as you can see, the great numbers of traverse here, it's getting up to 48, 49 kilometers per hour. If you run the second improved fuel, you'll get it up to 50 and sometimes even 54 when you're going down hills, and this thing is just fantastic. As you can see, this thing could chase a medium for days. It has the ability to reposition itself very well. I'm going to show you how fast it can go around a building. Imagine it being chased by a heavy tank. This thing can just skid around it, and the tank will barely have the chance to, back up, and you can track them at that point. Keep them retracked even with this tank. Retracking is a fantastic tool with this tank. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the first half of this review. The second half will be posted soon. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please leave them below or at the email spear.worldoftanksblitz@gmail.com. So guys, hope you have a great day. Go watch the other one, and happy taking.